Yes, y'all. Thank you so very much joining me once again. Welcome to this Liverpool versus Furth match review. It's just usually we will have a transfer, rumor show, but today I just wanted to talk it up a little bit about the preseason match that we just finished playing, like 20 minutes ago. Preseason match in Germany. Like I said, that team's name is so hard to pronounce. I do not want to butcher it out. So thank you so much for joining me again. Please share, subscribe, and like. Questions, comments in the chat. If you have any questions, please put it in the comment if you are able to watch it later. And also, please, those people who are subscribed, make sure to click the notification bell so that when I pop on or schedule a stream, you'll be able to be notified right away. All right. So thank you so much. I'm not going to take too much of your time. We're just going to talk about just a few things that we saw during this match. It's a preseason game, so it's nothing too serious, but there's certain things that is very frustrating when it feels like, oh, hey, my man, yo, if you want to come on real quick. We could do a quick, it's not going to be a long show, just a few things that we could chop it up, my brother. Thank you so much, and always supporting the channel. Like I said, this match, there's a few things that we need to talk about. It's certain things that frustrate Liverpool fan and something that we could see that it's working and we need to do more of it. I think that there's certain bad habits and behaviors that LFC needs to take care of it, like during this preseason. They just came here. This is their second match, so we're not going to be too hasty on them. But I can see why sometimes the fan base are frustrated because it's it gets frustrating when you see the same thing over and over, and it looks like there is no any effort to clear it out. Last match there's some like the midfield's always been a problem. Last season it was the biggest factor in our whole season, and a lot of people got frustrated about how easy teams were just going through us without any effort. And in this match, what I saw, especially in the second half, was that when we attack, okay, we look good, but when we get hit with a counter attack and teams are coming full head against us, we don't have anybody running back or anybody. We don't have the same amount of effort going forward as in coming back to stop a counterattack goal. And it's very, very frustrating that we keep seeing this over and over and over and over. And it seems like we are not working on those. It's something that I think club needs to iron out during this preseason, because we keep seeing the same mistakes. The same mistakes we saw in last match, we saw it again, especially in the second half. We don't know whether he changes the tactics in the second half to see what he can do in terms of the attack. But it's every time we attack, we get hit with a counter attack so easily. Like you go today, they scored 2 goals over a counter attack. Of course, the first goal was a mistake between the goalie and the midfielder, but those are things that it won't happen as much, because looking at the goalie and looking at the player that it happened with. However, the counter attack, it doesn't matter whether it was young players or the youth or whatever you want to call them. it still happens with the senior players, And let's start with the first half. The first half, it was very controlled. We were managing the match very well. We had more of the ball. I didn't see any threat on their side. Um, they they I was not worried too much on what they were doing in the first half. They were very they were trying, but I didn't see anything threatening. On the other hand, our side, the offensive side, was kind of weak. It seems like just give the ball to Diaz and Jota and let's see if they could create something. I didn't see any tactical passes that you say, okay, we're going to create something off, a play or something. I didn't see anything. That's the thing that was frustrating. I mean, this thing about Trent being the sixth, I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it. Somebody say, well, he just started, blah, blah, blah. I still don't see it. So I'm looking for him being able to manage that midfield well. I don't see it. It seems to me like they just give him the ball. It's okay, Trent, do something. And Trent is just looking up and launching it to Diaz or trying to pinpoint on Jota. Besides that, it's just boring. Of course, I'm not saying we should always play expensive football because you saw the expensive side of Liverpool in the second half and you saw how bad it was. But in the first half, it was like you still have McAllister there, and I didn't see McAllister of the match before, the preview match of the second half. He was pulling the strings, giving very intricate passes. The transition was on there. This one is just like give it to Trent and then Trent launches it. And he was also missing a lot of times in the game. A lot of time it was like, okay, where is he at? Maybe it's just me, but a lot of times I didn't see him in there. And it also affects the number 8, which I believe McAllister was playing. He was on the right. So this thing of he has to come back and support the right. The club needs to figure that thing out. It's getting frustrated. This is the reason why a lot of people were like, Henderson at his best was such an important person in the team because he does all that dirty work. A player like McAllister should not be doing any dirty work. That's not what his game is. And if that's what Klopp is bringing him for, then we already messed up the play already. So I think this tactics needs to be worked on a little bit better. Now, granted, this is just the first 2 matches. The next 2 will be more telling, especially with playing Bayern Munich and Leicester. So, number 2, Doak. Yeah, we need to, I know he's 17 years old, but we need to kill certain bad habits like right now. If he's going to be part of the future and he's going to be staying consistently with the first team, I'm sorry, he needs to club or some of them, the managers needs to get something out, the bad habit of him, because today there's a couple of chances where you could see, okay, bad habits, he's young, you don't have to put too much pressure on him, let him grow out, but it needs to be done now because we tend to have these players where they are just good with the ball running. But when it comes to the time where it's needed, I'm not even talking about the final third. I'm talking about pass the ball and then open up. He couldn't that. We had a breakaway where I think Jota was on his left and all he had to do was just pass it to Jota and it opens up the final third even more. And he's trying to run through 3 defenders. Like I said again, 17-year-old, usually that's how they play. But if you're going to be with the first team, your 17-year-old mistakes should not be like you playing with the under 21s and all those type of stuff. When you see Bacetic play, you see his immaturity, but his maturity is like, okay, this is something that if he keeps playing, he's gonna do that. But this one is so apparent. It may be because he plays up top, so it makes it look like, yo, what are you doing? But yeah, it was kind of players, especially the older players will not like that when they're playing with a player where we have a breakaway, pass the ball, and he's trying to do too much. It gets boring and frustrating way too early. On the defense side, in the first half, it was a little bit better, more solid. The threat was not there as much. Like I said, we had so much of the ball, they did not threat that much. But in the second half, there was so many mistakes in the back line. And number one, Matip, this casual defending, that second goal or whatever, it was offside, but the ref did not blow the whistle. Everybody and their daddy knows play on the whistle. Until the ref blow the whistle, you don't stop playing. And even when you look at it, instead of just kicking the ball away and let's organize, he tries to dribble the defense. This is the type of things that is frustrating to see from especially Liverpool fans. Is like, we saw you do that the whole season last year, and you keep doing the same thing in the preseason where you're supposed to clear all that bad habits out of your system. If we're going to see mistakes, it should be new mistakes because you guys have a new tactics, you have new formation, you have new strategy, so you're trying to figure it out. That's the type of mistakes that we should see, not the same mistakes that we saw last season, because then it's like, okay, what are we doing here? So I think that Matip needs to get his head right, because setting this casual style of je ne sais quoi is very frustrating when you're watching it. Number two, what's his name also? Simicas. Bro, you need to focus on playing, man. Your job is to kick Robo out of that side. Your job this season is to be taking over the left back, and you're not doing it. Yes, you were, had a little scalpel with the player. We brought your passion out, but that's not what we dare to see. We need you to be balling out, because I didn't see anything. You were lost, like completely lost. Nothing you contributed to the team today. As a senior player, your job this year, Simicas, is to tell Robo, okay, I've been here, 2 years? I've been behind you 2 years. This year, I'm taking over. And there's nothing that is telling me that he's doing that. He's just kind of happy to go along and, okay, when it's my time. No. Bro, we need to see you. Okay? And of course, Nunes, you got to give props to Nunes. I mean, preseason, but you stand to, even from the first goal he scored in the first match and these goals that he scored, you could tell he's been learning how to be patient. And you could see it. Like, the goals that he's scoring is not the ones that he used to just cuff it and it goes in. Now, this one, you could tell somebody's been working with him, telling him to calm down. When you're in front of goal, don't rush it. Just be easy. Let the ball come to you and just pass it. He's not blasting it in there. Even the last minutes chance that he had, it was a beautiful header. Just the goalie did absolutely wonderful to block that header. So I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing with Nunes. You could see he's calm. His confidence is up. He's not rushing. He kind of know what to do now, especially in the last 2 games. He and Salah has been working very, very well. So I'm very impressed with what I'm seeing with Nunes. Salah, of course, Salah is Salah. He's gonna eat. His runs looks like he looks sharp. You could tell that the man is on a mission. He wants to score goals. I like the passes, how he's trying to help Nunes. That is something that I haven't seen in Salah in a long time. He's trying to feed Nunes as much as possible. So I'm very excited about that. Elliott and CJ, this is their first match. I'm not sold on Elliott. I mean, what's his name? CJ being the number 6. In the beginning, I was like, I kind of like this. He had more control of the ball than what Trent was doing in the first half. But then when the midfield, when the bottom fell out, he was nowhere to be seen. He's good when he has the ball. That's CJ, but without the ball, I'm like, bro, you miss it. And then it goes to Elliott. Elliott is still the guy with that energy and the passion that he brings 110% every single time. But I need to start seeing an how do they say organized chaos. If you're gonna be doing that, at least let him see a pattern to it. When you have the ball, people could say, okay, we know that he's gonna go straight down your throat, so be ready. Otherwise, we still kind of see that same Elliott thing. But I'm just gonna give it. This is first match, so we're not gonna trip. But overall, um, this inverted right back, left back thing is not working. I think the only person that works best for him is Trent, and he does very well when he's doing it. Right now, I don't see him as a midfielder, unless maybe when we club is able to bring the players that he wants into the team, and then we'll go back to that inverted fullback thing, because I saw Simicast trying to do it, it didn't work. Gomez didn't even try, and I'll give a shout out to Gomez today. He was a little bit more sharper than the previous match, and I like what I saw. He didn't rush. He kind of stayed back a little bit. He knew that the left side was a weak side. So, um, what's going on, Reverend? Thank you so much for joining us. What are you saying? Yes, sir. But we move in silence. Just be calmer. Just be calmer. We move in silence. We're not gonna talk too much. Let's Darwin cook. Let's just keep. He's still working on it. He's still working on it. And like I said earlier, I like his patience. It seems like somebody is working with him, and he's calm. He's not rushing anymore. He's not forcing it. He's patient with the ball when he's in front of the goal. So I like what I see. I like what I see. And I'm telling you, he's going to be scoring a lot of goals. What you say now? No. Gomez is the longest serving player on the team. That's why he's wearing the captain. And I think that Salah captain thing was done last season or the season before, when he wanted to be captain and then they gave it to Trent. So I don't think Salah might be captain too. I think he's still in the running, but this team is full of captains, so we have to make sure we pick the right one. But like I said, overall, we'll say, and I know what you say now. Remember, is it an agenda against Gomez here? What am I seeing? What did Gomez done to you, man? Leave Gomez alone. Joey have you seen how workout he's trying to get his team back. So let the man be, man. Put that thing on there. You see, when he puts it on, he plays better. But yeah, overall, Klopp needs to iron out these bad habits. It's very frustrating. We keep seeing the same thing over and over. Certain players seems like they don't take some of these games too seriously. One, Matip, he needs to stop that foolishness. What's his name? Adrian. I'm not even going to talk about Adrian. But the kids are not ready. I'm sorry. The kids are not ready. Bradley, he hasn't. I'll give him a couple more games. Tyler Morton is the one that I'm trying to get more game from, and I'm not seeing him. I'm not seeing him at all. We know Elliott and CJ is gonna get their chance. You could tell they are way, 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 way ahead of the other kids. Ben Doak is not ready, and if Klopp is gonna keep him on his side, he has to iron out these bad habits. He has to grow. He has to become a man. He can't keep playing like a boy anymore. I don't care about your age. If you're good enough, you're old enough. You cannot be playing like you are in the under 18s, under 17s. No. These bad habits, like I said, new bad habits will come, but it has to be more mature bad habit, not just any same old stuff. Other than that, I mean, like I said, the Trent in the midfield, I'm not impressed. I'm looking for something I don't see yet. And you asking me, what are you looking for? I'm looking more of, I know Trent is not going to be getting the ball and run it like Yaya Toure, but Trent needs to control the midfield much better. He needs to be more visible. He's way too invisible when we play. He disappears. The team needs to stop putting all their eggs in Trent's basket. There's a reason why we brought McAllister there. So I'm not seeing it yet. And maybe eventually, next game is next week, I believe. They will iron that part out. Other than that, I'm sorry, I still haven't seen it. Yeah, and then that experiment with CJ being a number 6, yeah, today, scratch it. This is not the under 21 tournament. He needs to be either number 8 or 10. That's all CJ needs to be doing. I see what Diaz is doing. Diaz is slowly getting back in his stead, but they need to stop just launching the ball at him. That's not his game. I know we want to work him and make sure that his game and Klopp's tactics work, but this is the thing that Klopp was talking about. We can't just keep. I feel like we're doing to Diaz the same thing we did to Nunes last season. Just when you get the ball, they just launch it. No, Kwanzaa is not ready. I'm sorry, Uncle Albert. I'll give him another game, but he's too raw. He's too raw. I think he needs more games. He can't be with the Liverpool team and he's just sitting on the bench. He's not going to grow. I will suggest that we send him on loan into a better team, or even a competitive league. I won't mind going into the championship because they will literally challenge him. And he needs that. Right now, he's not ready to just sit on the bench, just waiting. That's just going to be another Reece Williams and not Phillips. What are we saying, Robert? No. It's nothing to do with me. Like I'm in accordance with that. If you are good enough, you are old enough. The problem is the manager needs to iron out those bad habits. He can't keep playing like he's his age. That's the thing. We have to iron off those bad habits so that he matures quicker. And then when he peaks, it's just like, you know what I mean? So, big guy Baz, thank you so well. We can't keep having him acting like, oh, he's 17. No. We need to iron out those bad habits because today it was apparent that he's still immature. So Ben Doak, Klopp needs to iron those bad habits often because this kid is some kind of a special talent. And if we don't work on him, then he just becomes another Salah. And today, when he was on the right way, he was playing like Salah. We need to stop that. Same problem with Elliott. When he's on the right, that side, he tries to play like Salah. I don't know whether they're trying to play like Salah or Messi. It's very frustrating. Play your game. Play your game. And it's good to have different players with different style of play, not just trying to copy the other player that we have. Yes, I agree. Gomez was good today. I'll give it up. Gomez was good today. Salah was very good today. I like what he was. You could tell he just focused on trying to help Nunes out. So I was very excited about that. So, yeah, Red Bush giving shout out to Baz. Yeah, so when it comes to Doak, if we're going to keep him this season, Klopp has to iron out those bad habits. And when he gets those bad habits out of his system, this kid is going to be amazing. Otherwise, he just become a kid with speed and excitement, and then that's it. No. The game is way too more broad than that. But yes, in total, Klopp, we need those midfielders. We need those midfielders right away. I mean, we cannot try to get away with this. You're not gonna work yourself out of this. You're not gonna bring somebody from the academy because all the kids that you went on the preseason with them, as we can see, they are not ready. They are not ready. I'm sorry. They need to go on loan and play more matches because some of them are mature beyond their years, but they have not broken through. They have not broken through. Ben Doak is playing way beyond his year. This kid is so talented, but he also needs to be worked on. Um, so, club, we need new midfielders. I think we need a defender, either a center back or a right back. I'm still looking at that left back. Those two guys are not impressing me. Robo and Simikas are not. Robo needs to trying to adapt that his style of play is kind of getting old. This running and forcing, those things don't work anymore. Adrian is my guy, man. Stop disrespecting Adrian. I will not sit here and have you, Redbird, disrespect Adrian. Adrian won us a chip. Yeah, so yeah, the left back needs to be also, people needs to put their eye. I know some people have been putting their eye on the left back, I think Baz is one of them. I think G's been talking about it. The left back, we need to keep an eye on. I think Simikas is too comfortable just being the second, the side piece. He needs to tell Robo. I'm thinking this season, because Robo, there was so many holes in Robo's game last season that you would think he would say, okay, I'm gonna take this position. But watching him in the last two matches, he's just going along for the party. He's not just trying to be the main dude in the team. The right back, I think Trent will go back to his right back when we finally get some midfielders. But Klopp needs to bring some midfielders, 2 midfielders at least. Dom was a precautionary measures that they did. They said if we were playing Chelsea today, he would have been in the team. But they're going to be, for sure, he'll be ready for Bayern. Leicester, they're just going to monitor it. So it's just precautionary. He's fine. No need for alarm. Be easy, guys. So, yeah, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all. This was just a quick review. This is my opinion. This is what I saw. I think that we need those midfielders right away. This match definitely told us we need those midfielders. We need a very experienced one and a younger one who like a Lavia or something. But Caicedo right now is all over Liverpool's midfield right now, because that Trent experiment to me is not working. I like him better if we use him into the inverted world where he just has a free role. But this thing of him sitting in the back trying to dictate the game, he's goal missing. So no cause for alarm. This was a preseason. This is a good match for us to see certain things that's going on, and there's certain things that needs to be worked on. Moving forward, the matches that we're going to play are going to be a little bit harder, especially the Bayern one. So I'm expecting us to be getting better. They've been running a lot, so their body's a little bit fatigued. But eventually, when they adjust, they're going to, especially when they go to Singapore, that humidity is going to hit them with something fierce. So it's good training. You could see that they are fit. They are a little bit sharp physically, but mentally not there yet. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate y'all. Also, if you haven't got a chance to watch our show yesterday, please go watch it, because it was such a powerful show. Everybody brought it in. We had 12 men. Shout out to him. Baz, my man, always in here to support. Fauzi, the new person who showed up, he brought that, the knowledge of the game. K-Mac, how he does. He holds no holds barred. He said how it is. He doesn't care what any other people talk about. Uncle Albert, him, always causing trouble. So please go watch that show yesterday. It was amazing. I'm saying, yeah, it was a great show. Shout out to Aldo. Big up to them. I appreciate them so much for coming yesterday. But guys, we'll be back. Gonna be back tomorrow for LFC Vibes. Quincy Bold, don't forget, share, subscribe, and like. The notification bell is also very important. And we are